So we are here at Harare Sports Club for the Nedbank Challenge Cup 2024, and it's really happening here as we're seeing the first two teams playing, the ladies teams playing, and all the other guys getting ready. But I'm joined here by the media liaison official, Ruvimbo Chakoreka. Good morning to you, Ruvimbo Chakoreka, and may you just give me a brief background of this challenge here?
All right, so the Nedbank Rugby Challenge Cup, which basically started in 2022, was born out of the need to prepare the junior Sables, that is the Zimbabwe under-20 rugby team, for the assignment that they would have both on a regional as well as international perspective. So if we're talking about regional, we're talking about the Rugby Africa Under-20 Bartes Trophy. And then when we're talking international, we're talking about the Junior World Trophy.
Okay, and since it was started in 2020, as you have said, how has it impacted rugby in Zimbabwe?
Well, it has actually grown beyond its initial purpose. The initial purpose, as I mentioned before, preparing the junior Sable side, but it has now become a precursor of a tournament as well for the Senior Men's League, which is set to start towards the end of the month, which is around about the 29th, where we should be seeing the first set of matches being played for the Senior Men's League. So it has become a precursor for that, it's become a warm-up tournament for that, and it has now begun to help our players get into condition prior to getting into the season, which means less injuries once you get into the season. It also means a better level of competitiveness from the very first match all the way up until the end of the senior men's season.
And this year's edition, the 2024, what are we likely going to be seeing happening? I see two matches already finished. What are we likely going to be seeing happening this year?
All right, what is also good is that we're also seeing other provincial sides coming in. So we've got the Manicaland Select. They've also made their way through, which is obviously a combination of all of the top senior men's rugby players coming out of the province of Manicaland. We've also got Matabeleland being represented, and we know how good the rugby has been growing in Matabeleland. I'm also dying to see what they will have for us in store in this particular tournament. So hopefully we're able to see a growth, a spurt, and a growth in terms of the development of players as we continue into the senior men's season.
All right. Now, looking at the ladies' side that also come to play in this tournament, what would be your comment on that?
All right, of course, it has also expanded to the ladies. In particular, today, we've just seen the match that has just come to an end. That is also preparation for the Women's Rugby Africa Cup. And so we saw a possibles versus a probables in a Sables Academy, as well as the Zimbabwe A side. That is what they named them, so that they can get a bit of a feel as to who deserves to be within that squad. And I can already tell you that there are a lot of players coming from the Sables Academy, which is a possible side, and youngsters who are coming through the ranks of women's rugby here in Zimbabwe that are going to be knocking on the door and pushing for the jerseys of the women's Sables.
Very lastly, how important are challenges like these when you see corporates like Nedbank coming on board and organizing, sponsoring such a tournament? How important are these kind of arrangements for the importance of for the growth of the sport in Zimbabwe?
Oh yes, well, to be honest, you can't put a sporting event together without corporate sponsorship coming into play, and I think Nedbank has been such a wonderful partner in terms of making sure that not only our junior Sables are taken care of, but this precursor tournament as well is also in the offing. So all of the other sponsors that have come on board are also making it easier for these kinds of tournaments to be held, for more rugby to be played here in Zimbabwe, and hopefully that will cascade into us once again qualifying for a Rugby World Cup, which we are dying to qualify for.
Indeed, qualifying for a World Cup. I've been talking to Ruvimbo Chakoreka, who is the media liaison officer for this tournament here. Thank you so much, Ruvimbo.